Welcome and thank you for watching. I want to bring this video of PLO Lumumba, who is a Kenyan lawyer and has always been in the front line in ensuring that democracy and Pan-Africanism is championed. Now, although he is right in what he's saying in this video, but when I will be bringing my comment, I'll prove why PLO Lumumba was misguided by these thoughts and has misled Kenyans, throwing them to where they are now, where Gen Zs are now fighting to get their country back. Now let us watch this video and get a comment in the end.
He believes that he won the elections, but all institutions established by the Constitution say otherwise. The IBC said that President Ruto won the election. He petitioned, and the Supreme Court said that the elections were properly conducted. Having submitted himself to the jurisdiction of those institutions, however aggrieved he is, he's got to accept that that is the result. Because the other route that he can take is the route that he is taking, the route of what is effectively a revolution, is asking that the government of the Republic of Kenya, as presently established, be removed. And that can only be disruptive, because President Ruto and the government that has been established will not just be sitting back and say, oh, come, hallelujah, we now accept. They will resist. And when there is resistance, the country will pay. But I go further and ask Honorable Raila, you have served this country. You have accumulated experience over the years. You have political influence. You have individuals who voted for you. Why don't you use that capital, political, social capital, and use your members in parliament to address the issues that concern you? What are those issues? One, that the cost of living is rising to the detriment of Kenyans. Parliament can do that. Your governors can do that. The president can do that. That you lost in a manner that you consider to be unfair. Look to the future. Let us ensure that the institution charged with undertaking and oversighting election is dealt with in a manner that we don't have future occurrences. Then history will say, behold a patriot, behold a selfless man, behold a man who sacrificed all, behold a man who deserves historical credit. The Honorable Odinga and his acolytes pull back on Monday, the 20th day of March. Businesses will not open in Nairobi. Responsible businessmen will not come to town. In cities and towns across the Republic where Honorable Odinga has support, there will be no activity. Billions will be lost. Some people will be hurt. The country, as I said, is on tenterhooks. The question that I ask, if a mistake is made by one of the demonstrators or one of the security forces, then there is copycat revenge spread across the country. Can Mr. Odinga and his comrades in Azimio assure this country that they have control? They have promised peaceful demonstrations. I've heard some of their foot soldiers saying there is no peaceful demonstration. Are they reading from the same script? If they don't pull back on Tuesday, what will Kenya look like? And if they don't succeed in removing President Ruto on the 20th, and they will not succeed, what is their game plan? What is the end game? Will they go to the bush? Because there is now an army complete with uniform. Will they go to the bush? Will they attack Kenya and overwhelm us and depose this government and install another one? What is the end game? Can they build the scenarios for us before 20th? And I'm saying, let us not get there. Let us not get there. Let us pull back and ask, for what? For what are we doing this? That is all we ask.
Yeah.
And
yes, you know, somebody like PLO Lumumba always fights to get or rather to achieve what interests him. That is what this video proves, because when Raila Amolo Odinga, who is a fierce rival of Dr. William Ruto, the Kenyan president, came out to strongly condemn the acts of corruption and even mismanagement of public funds in Kenya, he thought that Ruto would get back and see that he's not doing well to manage the affairs of the people of Kenya. Even though Ruto was declared as a winner democratically, we still have questions to be answered, because recently I brought a video of Louis Farrakhan trying to say that this term democracy is used by Americans, or rather the Western countries, to control the black race, and they've never realized that. How is it being used to control the black race? Somebody is being imposed on you by force through these Western forces, and you have to accept, because you're told that the only way you can face or you can remove this person is through the democratic process. Go to court. If the court process do not declare him, then you go back to elections. But mostly you find that this has been decided somewhere in some corner by the Western countries. So you're being taken to circles as Africans, yet they know very well that there is no democracy that you'll achieve in these corridors of the courts. So it is a time that people like PLO Lumumba should guide talks. He is one of the strongest opinion shapers in Africa and has guided different conversations. But in this one, he should also stand firm in ensuring that he says that Ruto is not an angel. He must guide and rule people the way it is deserved, because you recently saw how Gen Zs were furious about mismanagement in the affairs of the country, including the imposed IMF advisory on taxes, and that led to even banning of the Kenyan parliament. So it means that somebody like PLO Lumumba should guide on how Kenya is or should achieve its independence and be on the trajectory of gaining the economic benefits it deserves. Let me tell you, for example, there's an issue that arose recently of selling Adani, of selling the JKIA, that is the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, to Adani. It has raised several questions because the government was doing it behind the backs of Kenyans. But what peril did it mean to Kenyans? It meant that almost 2,500 jobs would be lost by Kenyans, and these jobs will go to the foreign countries. Is it the best way to manage the affairs of Africans, or are we really in the right direction towards achieving the economic values of Africans? That is the big question that somebody like PLO Lumumba should be advised, and he should take the horn, or rather the bull by its horns, and guide people correctly and tell William Ruto to rule in a manner that pleases everyone. That is all I have to say today. If you're watching us for the first time, I request you to subscribe to our channel. Also, you can comment and give us an opinion on this issue. Thank you and may God bless you.